Breakthrough for the crypto industry. The House has packed the Genius Act, sending that stablecoin legislation to President Trump for his signature. Emily Wilkins in Washington, D.C. with the details. So they delivered on Crypto Week.
Sarah, they got Crypto Week back on track.
Breakthrough for the crypto industry. The House has packed the Genius Act, sending that stablecoin legislation to President Trump for his signature. Emily Wilkins in Washington, D.C. with the details. So they delivered on Crypto Week.
Sarah, they got Crypto Week back on track and they got it done. Obviously, a huge week for the crypto industry, not just for the bill on stablecoins. That is important, set to be signed into law by Trump today. Now, that one really is the first rules of the road bill for a specific digital asset, but it's the other bill the House passed yesterday on market structure that crypto companies say is their true top priority. That one is, of course, for all digital assets, not just for stablecoins, but that bill now has to go to the Senate, and it has a ways to go. So this legislation, it lays out the oversight for all rules for all digital assets, including when they'd be overseen by the CFTC versus the SEC. But the House and the Senate, they're taking different approaches to this crypto oversight. So instead of taking up the House bill, Senators Tim Scott and Cynthia Lummis are planning to release their own bill on market structure. The legislation is expected to diverge on what criteria makes a digital asset a commodity or security. So that's one hurdle that's going to have to be worked out. Another one, because there are also concerns about getting enough Democrats on board to ensure passage. Now, some of those fears were eased yesterday. You saw 78 Democrats join Republicans to pass that market structure bill. But you've also heard from several Democratic senators. They've raised issues about how the Trump family has profited from crypto. Senator Ben Ray Lujan says he shares those concerns, but he also wants to make sure that there are consumer protections for crypto holders.
I hope people don't get burned by putting money into President Trump's meme coin. When it comes to digital currencies, digital assets, constituents in New Mexico use them. I thought it was important to have rules in place.
The focus on crypto comes after the industry was a huge force in the 2024 elections. Crypto PAC Fairshake spent about $200 million there, and Fairshake has announced recently that they have $141 million in cash on hand and are planning to be active in the midterms next year. Certainly, we'll be keeping a close eye on how that plays out and how that plays out with getting this market structure bill done in the Senate. Guys?
Certainly interesting. The other two topics, Emily, I'll give you multiple choice again, are the rescissions, as we got that House vote, and then some of the discussion yesterday about mid-decade redistricting, some of the hopes for the president in Texas, for example, and then on the Democrat side, some hopes for the same in California.
Absolutely, Carl. I mean, two very important issues. That rescissions package, just to be clear, that $9 billion for foreign aid as well as public broadcasting, that has now been officially clawed back from Congress. They've gone back on what they agreed to bipartisanly just a few months ago and decided to end that funding. This, of course, is coming with Republicans and the White House trying to find ways to cut federal spending. And OMB Director Russ Vought told a number of reporters yesterday that that one was just the first package and that they will be sending other requests to cut funding to Congress soon. Of course, keep in mind here, as Republicans look to cut funding, that's going to depend on them really having those majorities in the House and in the Senate, which is where the redistricting part of it comes in. Democrats are, of course, hoping that they can win the House in 2026. Tends to be a historical pattern there. And, of course, that redistricting that's going on right now in Texas and California and elsewhere is going to play a role.
You mentioned the presence of the crypto lobby, and no doubt a lot of these companies are celebrating today. You said that they are going to continue to be active. What else do they want? What other sort of legislative items are on the agenda when it comes to crypto, whether it's Congress or SEC?
So Sarah, Sarah, I think that market structure bill is really the prize for them. It's got to get through the Senate. There's certainly momentum to get there. But as we've seen many times in Congress, there can be a willingness to get stuff done and a lot of other factors impact it. So that's the one we're keeping an eye on.
Coinbase all-time high this morning, up almost 7%. Emily, thanks. Emily Wilkins in D.C. wrapping up.
Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakah Chodash, and give honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, salutation, I am doing this work in truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth. All right, and you can see, all right, Esau has passed his genius bill. All right, going into the regulation of cryptocurrency. All right, specifically being the stable coins, man. So what's considered a stable coin is XRP, Bitcoin, the USDT Tether, Ethereum, Solana, all those coins. But this is just one step further, okay, to that digital system, man. All right, to that MOTB. All right, because this devil knows that his dollar is collapsing. All right, the U.S. dollar is on a ride down, man. Okay, so this is the alternative. That digital currency will be the alternative to paper money. All right, and this has been a long time coming for Esau. All right, this is his whole purpose of creating crypto, man. All right, and getting you people accustomed, to crypto and accustomed to trading it. Most people, at least especially men, at some part of their life, they have traded crypto. Whether to buy something, to try to sell something, to try to invest. Okay, so what has it done? Crypto has built up that belief in it now, man. Now people believe that it's stable, and they can trust in it. All right, especially, with the government backing it, man. All right, so now people are about to pour, even more money into crypto, man. Okay, a lot of their retirements, all right, 401k, pensions, people about to be flooding that shit into crypto. So crypto, might just go sky high, man. But you never know, man. You can't just go and put all your damn savings and shit in crypto, because at any moment that shit is volatile and it can fucking crash. These devils could be doing this just to get you people to invest, just to crash it out on your ass. Because we know that it's going to be a great reset. So you sort of want these new millionaires and billionaires popping up. All right, so all of this shit is a trap, ultimately, and that biggest trap that Esau wants to set is that MOTB. Okay, and a lot of you people are gladly, all right, gonna take it, man. All right, to have that alternative, to have that outlook on Babylon, man. Damn, I can make it if I get that chip, man. I get to keep my pension, keep my retirement, keep my insurance, because if you don't get the MOTB, man, you ain't gonna be able to work. So they're gonna be dangling that carrot just like they dangled it when everybody was receiving those juicy juices, man. It's easy, because Babylon ain't nothing but a rat race. And these rats love to chase the cheese, man. So all you gotta do is choke them up, you know, make it to where they can't get the cheese, all right, and they'll do whatever they gotta do, all right, to be able to chase the cheese, man, to chase that job and chase that car and that house, you know, because these are the biggest consumers, all right, on the planet Earth, right here in America, man. Okay, they like their things, they like their possessions and their goods, okay, and they're not detached from this world, okay. See, the men of the Lord are already, detached from this world, man. Okay, and have a hatred for this world. Okay, so it ain't nothing that this devil, can present to us, man. All right, because we know that the eternal life, all right, and then we know that we are joint heirs with Yahweh, man. So what the hell can the devil offer us? And at the end of the day, it's always some BS. All right, and you got to do wicked and abominable things, all right, to receive those gifts from Satan, man. That's why Jake is fucked up now. I seen a video of Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe towed down, man, and Riddick Bowe ain't number 57. You know, out there getting your damn brain scrambled like scrambled eggs. And at the end of the day, is it worth it? Hell no, it ain't worth it, man. All right. But that's all I had. I pray that this lesson is edifying and shalom.